almost home.
My name's Travis Swanson, and I'm from Bozeman, Montana. And what I do when I'm not climbing is pretty much work so I can go climbing.
My name is Jeremy Cinema. I'm from Manhattan, Montana. When I'm not climbing, I'm hunting, fishing, camping, anything outside.
My name is Michael Spencer. I am from Bozeman, Montana. When I'm not climbing, I've sold my soul to the gods of architecture and have another 3 years of an architecture degree to deal with. What's happening in Darfur is that the people of Darfur attempted to stage revolution and demand equality and support from the government, and the government responded with military action. They've killed over 250,000 people. Some people say as high as 400,000, and over 2.5 million people have been displaced from their homes into other parts of Sudan or across the border into Chad. Yeah, I knew that I wanted to do something for charity, of course, and I started looking at the different organizations working in that region and chose World Vision. One, because they're a huge organization, they have very good credibility, and as their first fundraising project, I wanted to kind of piggyback on their credibility. I met one of their executives over the phone, one of their corporate fundraisers, and kind of pitched my idea to them, and she was super, super supportive. The solution that I came up with, of course, is Alpine Challenges for Charity, so that I could combine two passions, the passion for climbing, the passion for helping people, and one of the biggest ways to help, of course, is financially. Made our goal to raise $15,000, and that money would go to World Vision, and they can use that to do whatever they see fit to help. So whether it be setting up refugee camps, education programs, therapy for people who have been sexually assaulted, or campaigning for international action on government's parts. That was our way to help, and at the same time, you can raise money, you can also raise awareness, which is just as important.
Michael, basically, we were all climbing at the rock gym, all three of us, and said, let's go somewhere out of the country, climb something high. Later on, Michael said that he had a project that he wanted to do and explained it to me, and I said, sounds good, makes the trip even better, so let's do it.
We've been talking about going like out of the country to go climbing somewhere for quite a while. We chose Ecuador because it was supposed to be their full-on climbing season, which turned out to be the rainy season while we were there. So that's why we chose Ecuador.
I did a lot of just general errands, calling people, sending out emails, and then also setting up the web blog.
My individual role was just to try to keep up with Mountain Goat and Sherpa, because they seemed to like the altitude a lot and they took off. And so Jeremy put Michael's backpack on top of his backpack and just started cruising up the mountain, and I'm like struggling to keep up. So I guess my role was just to keep up.
I think when it came to relationship, we all knew each other pretty well before we left, and we'd spent enough time in stressful situations that we had quite a bit of experience dealing with each other. We knew definitely that things were going to get tense. Spending 28 days with anyone is always going to be a little difficult. So we knew that we were going to have issues, and I think in the long run we actually ended up doing a lot better than we anticipated. We envisioned like death battles or just complete knockdown, drag-out fights, and we really never had anything too serious.
I think our best experience was on Sur, because I was able to get up at 2, so we had all 3 of us up there. And it was probably the hardest climb we had. We got up there an hour and a half before the sunrise because we moved really quick, and the one major crevasse that was supposed to be there wasn't there because it was filled in with snow due to avalanches. And we cruised up there, we got up to the top, and then we sat up there for an hour and a half to wait for the sun. So I was like ready to get down as soon as the light hit. Mike's like, oh, we should stay for another hour and a half.
Michael, the photographer.
And then I'm cold, Jeremy's worried about avalanches, and so we ended up staying up for like till about 6:30ish, and then we got down in an hour.
We had been trying to climb together for 2 weeks by then. We had terrible weather. Conditions had been bad on most of our climbs. So when we had the opportunity to get all three of us on a climb with the weather good, it just made for an awesome climb. It was definitely not the highest mountain we climbed, but definitely the most enjoyable one. We did super well and moved really fast, and so we had a beautiful, beautiful sunrise on the summit, and kind of after 2 weeks of chaos and things not working out quite right, everything came together and things just flowed beautifully. If we didn't have so many people watching us, and if we hadn't have done Alpine Challenges for charity, it would have been really easy to say, the weather's terrible, you know, this isn't fun anymore, let's go to the beach. But it definitely was a huge motivator to have 1,000 people watching us on our blog and keeping track of us and having donated money to the cause.
I think the thing that I probably got the most enjoyment out of in the trip would be guiding up Cotopaxi.
I'd have to say making friends with all those people. It was just a lot of fun.
If I could be in Sudan right now, I probably would be. In a perfect world, I would like to be over there actually helping people, because it's much more tangible and you know that you're actually doing some good. I think what's next for ACC is probably to focus on something more community-based. So we're going to do something in Montana this summer, hopefully. It's going to be a climbing challenge based in Montana for a charity in Montana.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to, you know, continue helping out with that. I really like where Mike's going with it, so I definitely stick around.
Definitely, I will continue doing Alpine Challenges for charity as long as Michael has a new project. I'll be there.